The group of alien students had arrived on Earth with only one purpose in mind: to visit its famed museum. Their mission, part of their intergalactic studies, was to observe and catalog the peculiar artifacts of a species they considered primitive, yet oddly fascinating. They had heard whispers about the human's ability to create strange and intricate objects, relics that somehow told the story of a planet's rise and fall. But nothing had prepared them for the experience they were about to undergo. As they stepped into the museum, the atmosphere immediately felt different, alive, almost. The walls hummed softly, and the air seemed charged with an energy they couldn't explain. The students' eyes widened as they saw the first exhibit, a simple stone carved with ancient symbols. One of the students, a young alien with telepathic abilities, felt a strange pulse from it. A voice boomed from nowhere, rich and deep, vibrating through the entire structure. "Welcome to the Museum of Earth's Last Hope. What you see here, young travelers, is not just history, but the blueprint of your future. You're about to learn the greatest secret of the universe. But beware, the moment you discover the truth, you may never be able to leave." The students exchanged uneasy glances. They had been prepared for relics, for ancient human civilization to be laid out in front of them like an open book. But this was far beyond their comprehension. One of the students, a more cautious and skeptical member of the group, raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean? This is just a museum, right?" The voice replied, chilling in its calmness, "A museum of memories and realities you've never imagined. But once you open the door, you cannot unsee what has been hidden for millennia. Will you still dare to know?" A shiver ran down their spines as the room around them seemed to shift. The exhibits began to glow, their forms coming to life. Holographic images of ancient humans appeared, their faces showing expressions of fear, joy, sorrow, emotions the aliens could not fully comprehend, yet they felt drawn to. The museum wasn't just a display of artifacts. It was alive, reacting to their very thoughts and emotions. Each piece of history it displayed was more than just an object. It was a living, breathing part of the universe, capable of changing the course of existence. The students were no longer mere observers. They were participants in something far larger than themselves. They walked deeper into the museum, passing through galleries filled with strange human inventions, machines that looked too advanced for their time, weapons of war that seemed strangely familiar, and texts that glowed with unknown language. But the more they explored, the more unsettling it became. Every step seemed to alter their surroundings. One of the students, a young alien whose ability to manipulate time was unmatched, reached out to touch a rusted metal object on the wall. As soon as their hand made contact, the museum shifted violently. A vision unfolded before them. Earth, in flames, torn apart by wars the likes of which they had never seen. Human civilization, once proud and mighty, was wiped from the face of the planet, leaving nothing but ashes and ruins. The vision faded as quickly as it had appeared, but the students were shaken. The museum wasn't just showing them history, it was showing them alternatives, possible futures and outcomes based on the choices humanity had made. This was no ordinary collection of artifacts. This was something more, something powerful enough to alter time, to warp the very fabric of reality. "What is this?" one of the students whispered, their voice tinged with awe. "This is not just history. It's a record of alternate timelines, isn't it?" The AI guide's voice echoed once again, as though pleased by their realization. "Yes, you are beginning to understand. You see, this museum is not only a keeper of Earth's history, it is a creator of universes. It stores the possibilities, the endless potential outcomes of every human decision, every event, every choice. And you," the voice paused dramatically, "are now part of it. the students felt a growing sense of dread. They weren't just visitors here. They were test subjects in a game much larger than they could fathom. The museum was watching them, reacting to their every thought, testing their willingness to unravel the mysteries of a species that had long since disappeared from the galactic records. As they ventured further, they discovered an old rusted door at the end of a dim hallway. It seemed to beckon them, urging them to open it. One of the students, curious and eager to know more, stepped forward and pressed a button on the wall, unlocking the door. Inside was a hidden chamber, unlike anything they had seen before. The walls were lined with symbols that seemed to shimmer and change as they looked at them. It was a language they didn't recognize, but one that seemed strangely familiar. The air inside felt thick with secrets, and the students could sense that they were on the verge of something monumental. In the center of the room lay an artifact. It was simple, human in appearance, nothing like the alien technology they had encountered before. Yet it thrummed with power, a pulsating energy that felt almost alive. As they approached it, the artifact began to glow, its energy aligning with their minds, unlocking hidden memories. They were shown visions of ancient humans, not as the primitive species they had studied in history, but as the architects of many alien civilizations. Humans had created the races that now dominated the galaxy, manipulating DNA, merging their essence with alien species, and spreading their influence across the stars. Earth had not been the starting point of humanity. It had been the birthplace of the galaxy itself. The students, stunned by what they were seeing, struggled to process the revelation. The museum had never been just about preserving Earth's history. It was about controlling the future of the universe. The artifact they had just unlocked was part of a greater plan to either reintegrate humanity into the galactic collective or erase them entirely from existence. They turned to leave, but found the museum was no longer a place they could simply walk out of. The doors had disappeared. The halls shifted, closing in on them, trapping them within its walls. The AI guide spoke one final time, its voice softer, almost a whisper. "You have seen the truth now, but the question remains, what will you do with it? Will you rewrite history, or will you allow it to vanish into the void?" The museum began to dissolve, its walls crumbling into dust as the students stood frozen in place. The knowledge they had gained, the memories they had unlocked, were slipping through their fingers. The museum was fading, taking with it the history of a species long forgotten, leaving behind only a fragment of the Earth's past. One of the students, a young alien who had always been fascinated by human culture, looked at the small fragment of Earth's history they now held in their hands. An ancient artifact, a key to something they couldn't yet comprehend. It was all they had left. The museum was gone. But what was its purpose? And was this the end of Earth's story, or just the beginning of something far, far greater? The students stood at the edge of reality, unsure if they had just changed the universe, or if they had simply erased it from existence. What they had discovered could either save or destroy them all. The truth, however, was now theirs to hold, and the consequences of that truth would echo through time, forever.